Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Tyson Fury states that I'm going to try and come in at my heaviest weight for the Dillian Whyte fight. Adding weight has served Tyson Fury well in each of his last two fights. The unbeaten WBC heavyweight champion came in at 273 for his rematch with Deontay Wilder in February of 2020, and that was 16 pounds more than he did in his 12-round fight in 2018 in Staples Center. Fury was even heavier, a career-high 277 pounds for their third fight, which he won by 11th round KO in October 9th at T-Mobile Arena. Having experiencing positive effects from the additional weight, the 6'9" Fury promised to come in even heavier than 277 for his domestic showdown with Dillian Whyte on April 23rd in London. He says, "I'm going to try to come in the heaviest weight of all time," Fury stated to the press, and he stated that I'm going to come in like a mountain man. Let me counterpunch, guys, okay? Because this is very interesting news that we've just heard from Tyson Fury. He wants to come in heavier. Then he thinks the bigger, the better, you know? But you know there's a saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's a true statement. And one thing I've noticed in the 3 fights with Wilder, okay, because that's what he's talking about. 267, and I think that was his weight for the first fight. He was a lot agile. He had speed. I think he was more, regardless of his inactivity in the ring, he was more of a guy that could do more. He was quicker. You know, his reflexes, I feel, were sharper when he was 267. Now, as in the rematch with Wilder, he was 273 or whatever. And then he started training with, of course, Javen Sugar Hill, right? And he was powerful. Okay, we've seen him sit down on his punches, but do you relay that to the style, or do you relay that to the size, or a little bit of both? Okay, but one thing I did notice from the first fight and to the rematch compared to that, I seen that Tyson Fury was slower. Now, again, you could say, well, maybe it was because of the style. He's sitting down on his punches. He's actually using his body weight to, to punch. Well, that could be that too. But then he was even slower as he was heavier. Okay, in the trilogy, he was 277. He hit hard because we seen how Wilder reacted to the punches that he was getting hit with from the bigger Fury, and I seen him slower, even slower than the rematch. So you had kind of the old Fury, 267, coming back from the weight loss. Then you had the heavier Fury, right, little slower. Then you had the Fury in the third fight, more slower than that fight. Well, it shows me 2 things. It shows me, one, this could be bad for him, because it could be good. Let's talk about the good things first. It could be good because it has more weight. He holds more weight in the way he punches now on the crunk style with Javen Sugar Hill training him. He can hit and hurt and do damage, and he gets better results from that type of weight added, But the downside of that is he's going to be slower. So his advantages really won't be quickness if he comes in heavier. So let's say he comes in at 285. So if he comes in at 285, that may be the equivalent of Dillian Whyte coming in fat as he was, looking like the Black Michelin Man when he fought Darius Walk. And we know Dillian Whyte's not going to come in like that. And I think that hopefully this is mind games. This is mind games, because if you remember when Tyson Fury said, I'm going to come in at 300, and then Wilder was all of a sudden trying to lift 300 pounds. right? And then, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the hell is he doing upper body shit for? That type of thing. And then Wilder came in all sluggish. Okay. Well, I think that's what that is, more than likely. I don't think he's going to come in that heavy, guys. I don't think so, me personally. I think what he's doing is he's trying to Big Ten fake out, okay, shouts out to Adrian Carter, that he's going to psych Dillian Whyte out, bluff him into getting heavier so he can be slower, so he can have the advantage. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's basically what Tyson Fury is doing. And also on top of this, it also shows if he does plan to come in heavier, it shows you what he feels about Dillian Whyte. It shows you that Dillian Whyte's not a pushover. Why would you have to change anything if this one thing was working? Okay, if this was the style for Tyson Fury, why would he have to go in and make changes to anything for any reason? Because he knows possibly Dillian Whyte's no pushover. I've sparred with this guy, you know, round after round, dozens of rounds, and I know him. And I know he's going to come to fight. And based on the way I see him training, or I hear he's training, I might have to do something different. So these are the factors, and this is what I come up with when I hear when Tyson Fury saying, I'm going to come in even heavier this fight. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.